Yo, 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 what up, Daniel?
What's up?
Welcome to the Monday Morning Coach Show. King James is actually trying to avoid you on the quiz once again. Looks like he's scared again, man. I think
Oh,
his record's been going south for the last few months, so think he's worried about it. I think you're getting to him. So
oh shit. No, man,
um,
tough loss yesterday. That was for the Broncos. That was a tough one.
yeah, I actually zoomed in and found out it looks like it was actually a referee that blocked it. So, um, yeah, it was. I got a little closer. A little closer thing. So, um, like I say, I mean, I think we played them really well. And like I say, I think the Broncos will have it. They'll have a good, legitimate chance. Like I think we control our own destiny at 500. I think we're in the hunt. Before we started that game, we would have been, in the playoffs. So,
Yeah, I was actually looking at it today, and they'd be number 7, so they'd squeeze in. I still think they got to win 10 games to get in. I mean, you can get in with 9 wins at 9-8, but that means 5-2 the rest of the way, and I mean, the hardest part of their schedule is out of the way. They should have won yesterday. It sucks they didn't, but they got
yeah,
the Falcons at home. I think they could. That's a winnable game. And they got a
true,
few easy games, and then they still have the Chargers and the Chiefs at home. So we
right?
got 5-2 the rest of the way. That it seems reasonable, but
It's definitely doable. Like I say, I was gonna try to have some slides to talk about fantasy, but seems like I say, James was hiding out on the golf course all day. So, it's his birthday today, so and happy
yeah,
Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. Um, it's really awesome that you know we're living the land of the free because of the brave. It's pretty awesome. So, um, but yeah, so I had a pretty good time doing fantasy this week, and
did
like
you
I
have
say,
Jamar?
Jamar. Yeah, I did. So I had Jamar Chase, I had Gasecki, and I had Chase Brown. So I think just my Bengals together was like 85 points. So off like three guys, I think I was pretty close to winning. I think the other guy had like 93 total. So I only needed to get a few more, which was lucky because a lot of people didn't do good. Baker Mayfield didn't have a good game. So I don't know why I didn't start Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray went for 22, but it was just rough, and like I say, um, it's any given Sunday, any given Monday, any given Thursday. Anything could happen, and like I say, it depends on the different leagues you're in too. Because I was looking it up, and they were saying that he had the record that. Who was it? Clinton Portis got the record in KC fantasy points, which is like 55 and a half. And I think Chase just broke it by a little bit. But when I was talking to my brother about it, he was saying it was, who was it? Sean, who was that? The running back for Seattle. I guess he had like 4 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown. Who
Was
was
that
that? Sean? Who
yesterday
was it?
or?
No, it was a while
Oh,
back. It was like when they went to the Super Bowl
oh,
when they had
okay.
like Russell Wilson. I can't remember who it was,
Quan
but
Alexander.
yeah, yep. And I guess he had like he was good for like 62 points or something like that. So
Yeah.
um, pretty awesome. I'm streaming out to my Facebook or to my YouTube channel. So I don't have very many subs. So make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And like I say, start building my channel up a little bit.
Yeah.
I just have a bunch of stupid stuff in there. We got Moss Sports World up in the house. What's up, Moss? Um, yeah, and oh, really? Yeah, the block field goal. Yeah, for sure, for
I mean
sure.
that was tough, man. I mean, you just don't. And it was close. It wasn't like it was a long field goal either, man. It's it was like 30 something yards. And I think like four guys got in there and like blocked it. I don't know how they schemed that up.
Awesome. Thanks, Moss. I appreciate your love, brother. And like I say, I'm going for the Dolphins to ball it up. I need Tyreek Hill to get 23.3 points, and I win my league for this week. So be awesome. Thumbs up. Awesome, brother. Yeah. Um. So yeah, the Dolphins are kind of an interesting thing. Like I say, I'd kind of like to see the Dolphins get kind of back off the schneid and kind of get going a little bit. They got Tua back, and my brother's going against Tua, so he doesn't want Tua to have too many points tonight. But like I say, I don't care how many points if Tyreek Hill just gets like two or three 90-yard touchdown returns or
Yeah.
something. Be awesome.
So
But
coming up, I mean, there's a couple of good games coming up this week. Thursday night, Commanders and Eagles. That's actually going to be a big game, and then Kansas City and Buffalo this Sunday. Big AFC
yeah,
matchup, man.
yeah, and so for anybody out there in my fantasy league that wants to trade for Schuster, he's supposed to start, and I need a running back, so be looking to trade Juju. But like I say, it's kind of funny. I picked up like these injured Chiefs, because they were out on the waiver wire, and now I'm kind of like in desperation mode because I found out that this week I'm gonna be missing. What does Mossy say? Monday Night Football and NHL. Yeah, Thursday night, Philly, Washington. Yep, 100%. Um, but yeah, so I found out that it's the bye week for Arizona and Tampa Bay. So both my quarterbacks is Kyler Murray. I got Connor as my running back, and I have Baker Mayfield as my backup QB. So
You
basically,
got
I'll have no QB and no running back number one this week.
you got to go hit the waiver wire, get a quarterback.
So then, that's my other problem is I hit the waiver wire a little too much, and the limit is 30, and I'm at 28. So I only got two more waiver wires I could add for the rest of the season. So I went a little. I didn't think there was a limit, and so I was just going kind of ham. And then now I'm down to two, but I thought about maybe taking Estime off the waiver wire, if the Broncos are going to use him next week, might be a good one to pick up for running back. But yeah, it is. It was my rookie mistake there, Moss. Like I say, this first time doing it, so like I say, you'll learn, you know. But yeah, we'll see. I should be all right, and like I say, this week I have Jamar Chase. I still have some good weapons, so I should be fine. But then I come to find out week 12 is the Bengals bye, and I got like all Bengals, and then my tight end that I have for that I could put in is Ferguson, and Ferguson's almost worthless now that Dak Prescott went down.
Yeah, Cowboys still suck.
It's pretty bad. That's another reason why I don't think James is here. Like I don't know, he didn't. I don't think he had his paper bag cut yet. He didn't have it ready to put. So he has his Cowboys paper bag. But like I say, I should be all right. I should be able to find something. I was thinking about looking out to try to trade for Stafford because I really like the way Stafford's playing. I mean, we'll see tonight. I kind of figured I'd wait to throw the trade out there just in case he got hurt, but um, yeah. And awesome, Mossy. Yeah, it is. It's Remembrance Day in Canada, Veterans Day here, but yeah, that's awesome. Um, definitely, definitely props to the freaking veterans out there. It's pretty awesome. But like, what was your thoughts of like the Thursday night game? It seemed like the Bengals should have probably just maybe went for the tie and just brought that into overtime.
Yeah,
They try to go for two and get the win.
I mean that's in the old NFL. I mean, you would have played it safe, but today's NFL, is these guys want to go for the win, and I mean Bengals still have something to play for, but they're 4-6 now, and I don't know. I like the gutsiness. It doesn't work out, then you got to own it, but you know
True.
going for the
Yeah,
win.
and then like I say, Lamar Jackson just showed how he just has that skill where he could just pretty much keep you in the game no matter what, using his legs.
Mhm.
Like I could not believe that play. Like it looked like they had him dead to rights, like 20-yard loss, and then next thing you know, he gets all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, I mean they're Baltimore's still a dangerous team in the AFC this year. They've got the Steelers competing in that with them in that division though
Right.
this year. So, and I mean Russell Russell Wilson's looking like he's kind of resurrecting that career of his at this point.
Right.
And had a couple rough seasons and didn't work out in Denver, and I mean he got another chance out there, so he's making the most of it, and looks like they're in a roll with him the rest of the year.
Yeah, and it was crazy to what does Mossy say? Last week Thursday night football was amazing. Yeah, and yeah, that's true, Moss. I didn't even have any fantasy players, so I didn't have a chance to just come out and crush on Thursday night football. But yeah, the thing that I noticed about Russell Wilson was he was throwing so accurately. I mean, he was putting those right on a dime. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like he had some really nice passes. I was definitely impressed with Russell, just the way he was throwing. And like I say, if I had a chance to get him on waiver wire, I'd probably go try to get him. I'm sure he already got snagged up, but the minute he popped out there, I was over there. I went and I got Khalil Herbert when he was traded, and then I thought he might get some touches uh, on Thursday night football, and I guess he ended up had like one carry and fumbled it or something. So my brother gave me a real hard time about that, but it was pretty funny. Um, and yeah, I mean for Pittsburgh to just go out there and take it to the Commanders, that's right, Moss. That was a good game, and like I say, I don't really feel that the Commanders should have actually lost that. You know, um, so it was a it was definitely um, you know. Oh yeah, there we go. That's gonna be awesome, man. I'm I'm gonna be trying to see if I could pop the score up on here somehow, but in the future we're gonna try to do that for our future streams. The thing is that sometimes when you show the score, it'll like show a logo, and I guess you're not supposed to like show logos on YouTube, so they're kind of quirky with it. And
Copyright issues or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, and that's gonna be interesting too, because it's gonna be Steelers Ravens.
Yeah, that's
Um,
going to be a big game
um,
in that division.
and and like I say, that's a good matchup for Russell Wilson. I mean, I think the Ravens are gonna have trouble stopping the Steelers passing. They've actually given up the most yards, passing yards to opposing quarterbacks and opposing receivers. I think they're like second in the whole NFL, probably next to like the Giants or the Patriots or something like that. But
Mhm.
um, so then that brings us to like the Giants Panthers, the overseas in Berlin. Um, that was a pretty interesting game. Did you see any of that?
I didn't see it. No.
So essentially, it was kind of a back and forth. I had Tracy, so I was like really anxious to see Tracy get a touchdown, and they get all the way down to like the 5 yard line. They're getting ready to like toss a pass to Tracy for the easy touchdown, and it gets intercepted and for a touchback, and then they end up going down the field and everything. So what I was saying. Um, to Waddle, nice. Yeah, I could see. Yeah, if they can get those guys involved, I think they should be doing having fun. Yeah, it was a kind of a crappy, boring game, Moss. But yeah, Hubbard actually had a breakout game. That was probably one of the best games of his career. But they basically have the 2 minute drill, down by three. This is the fourth quarter. Like 2:18, 2:20 left or something. They end up taking it all the way down the field and score a field goal, tie it up, and then the Panthers get it in OT, and then they just go down and score a field goal and like win in overtime. So it was kind of bummed me out, but Tracy got like 15, 16 fantasy points, so it was kind of worth it. And yeah, it was kind of a weird game too. But it'd be nice. I'd like to see him get Tyreek Hill involved a little bit more tonight. But touchdown! What? Nice. Hopefully that was Tyreek Hill. Um. Oh, Malik Washington reverse, huh? Hmm. All right. All right. Starting it out. So Dolphins on top already. That's pretty interesting. But so we had that kind of game, and I don't really understand why they're trying to do all these like overseas games. Like, I mean, I guess it's all
No.
right, but I don't know. I think it's kind of got a little ridiculous. I don't mind a
Like
couple
they
per
did one
year.
in didn't they do one in Brazil or something earlier this year?
Wasn't it Mexico or yeah, it was Sao Paulo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah, you're right. Um, and then we already talked about the Broncos Chiefs. We had a little uh, crying in our beer earlier on that one.
Well,
Um,
at least there's no egg on our face this week. Like against Baltimore, got some
yeah,
got some egg
that
on our
was
face.
that was bad, man. I don't know, Daniel. Do you like walking around with egg on your face? Because I don't. All right. Um, but yeah, I thought the Broncos played well. I don't think they deserve to lose that game. I think that they probably played it a little too close. Like, I think they should have probably been like a little bit more of like a hurry up and been like kind of kept the Chiefs a little bit more on their toes when like I think when they're just predicting like okay, we're just going to get this easy chip shot, like they said they were just like prancing to get through there, and they knew which blocker was weak, and they lined up a certain way, and they had it all planned out on
Yeah.
special teams. So we kind of put our eggs in, all our eggs in one basket, and I think it kind of bit us. So then we had the Vikings Jags, and like I say, the Vikings I don't think had a very good game. I don't think they played very good. Sam Darnold didn't do well. Like I say, the Vikings take a win away from it, 12-7, but their field goal kicker did awesome, so that was pretty good. But I don't see the Vikings being able to win in the playoffs if they're not able to, take it to like the Jaguars. They weren't really able to get the running going very well. Justin Jefferson had a pretty bad day. I think he was only good for 7 fantasy points, which that's probably the lowest he's been all year. I have Justin Jefferson on one of my leagues, and he didn't have a very good day. Falcons Saints was actually impressive. The Saints actually they came out and they actually took it to the Falcons. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And like I say, Kamara had a pretty good day. Derek Carr actually had a pretty decent day. Kirk Cousins didn't really have the greatest day. Some of the Falcons receivers, like I say, a lot of the Falcons receivers are banged up, and they made some kind of bad choices. Like there was some pretty bad interceptions, pretty bad turnovers that really didn't go the Falcons' way. So I think it's going to be interesting. Aren't the Falcons coming here next week?
Yep, they will be in Denver this Sunday.
Nice.
That's
So
not going to be an easy game, but I mean, I think it's winnable for the Broncos. I think they have to win this week, just from a confidence standpoint going forward.
nice, yeah. I agree, and like I say, it would be nice for us to put a couple wins together. I'm not sure we really match up the greatest with the Falcons, but like I say, they are giving up a lot of a lot of air passes through the air, and so yeah, Madrid and Berlin next year, huh? Okay, so Mossy's saying that the NFL is trying to keep bringing them more. So then we started getting into the 49ers Bucks game, and like I say, Chris McCaffrey was back. That was like the big story everyone was talking about. And we kind of were wondering if he was just going to kind of ease in little by little. And, I don't know. It was.
He didn't have a huge game, but I mean, he had some receiving yards and some rushing yards. I think he got like 11 fantasy points or something, but no touchdowns.
Yeah, but I think he only sat out for like 6 snaps the whole game. So that they didn't go easy on him. But yeah, so 3rd and 14 Rams. So Rams are coming out struggling. Seems like so. Next thing I'll be like touchdown. Like all right, save all the drama. But I think that Baker Mayfield, he didn't have a very good game, but it's just amazing what he's been doing. I actually traded to get Evans in fantasy because I really think once he gets Evans back, I think Evans is going to be really getting leaned on, take a lot of the workload on that pass-heavy offense, Mm-hmm. But yeah, so looks like the Rams had a punt, so hopefully they try some more passes to Tyreek Hill. I really need him to get involved tonight. And then the Bills Colts game, that was a pretty good one. Like I say, the Colts I don't know. I don't understand why they have this whole quarterback controversy thing. It's kind of frustrating that they took Richardson out, put Flacco in to like win some games, and then Flacco makes the same decisions the same poor decisions that Richardson was making.
Yeah.
So I don't know really what they're solving by that. The Bills, they always just hang in there. They always come out late. The Bills have so many weapons, and so like I say, it was a good game, 30-20. Bills came up on top. I don't see how the Colts could have got that many points the way they were playing. Like for them to have 20, I don't know. They were kind of hanging in the game until the Bills kind of put it out of reach. But like I say, Josh Allen, he's going to be a guy to beat, and I think the Chiefs are going to have a tough time up there in Buffalo, especially on the road. And I don't expect him to come out undefeated at that one, but we'll see. I mean, everyone's saying it's the Chiefs' number, and then you know what I mean. They somehow hang
Yeah.
in there. So then we had the Patriots Bears, and man, the Bears are just. I mean, it's sad. It's getting sad,
Yeah.
for them to only put up 3 points in that game, and Drake May actually he looks pretty decent. He looks like a pretty decent quarterback. So
Ever since
um,
they lost on that Hail Mary, I mean, the last 2 weeks, it's like the wind's been taken out of their sails.
true.
A couple really bad
Yeah,
losses.
I would say that their coach is pretty close to getting the guillotine coming down, but and then let's not forget, Nashville Avalanche tonight, so division rivalry, so that's gonna be pretty cool. We got Lehkonen, we got Arturi Lehkonen back, so that's pretty good. Colton's skating, so he should be upgraded to day to day here pretty soon. Um, like I say, they're talking about Valerie Nichushkin coming back. So, they're saying Valerie's his suspension's up here pretty cool in the next couple weeks or something. So, we should have him by late November. So, it's going to be interesting to see what the Avalanche do. Like I say, I think we made some pretty good moves at goaltender. It's going to be hard to see if Georgie hangs in there. Like I say, he's really inconsistent. I mean, he'll be like 3 games where he gives up 4 or 5 goals, and then he'll have 3 games where he gets shut out. So it's just hard. I wish we could like figure out that consistency problem and just get like maybe even in between where it's just 2 goals a night or something rather than just these flip flop like give up 5 goals, get pulled, and then you know what I mean? The next night, get a shutout, and
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in the Avs this year. Maybe they can turn it around, but they've got to get better goalkeeping, man. It's just
well, I don't know if you heard what you said, but at least you're only a little disappointed. No, I'm just kidding. I always said that. I used to say that like you'd get like the foreman would come up and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just a little disappointed in the way you ran that," and I was like, "Did you hear that? What? He's only a little disappointed." You know what I mean? He's not a lot disappointed. But then we had the Titans Chargers, and like I say, the Chargers they're in there for pretty solid for our division, and I think it's going to be hard to. I think we have them coming up here in a couple weeks. I think that's almost like a must-win to get us in that divisional battle, and they're playing good football at the right time.
yeah.
They're really diverse. They can run the ball, pound down your throat, or they could pass on you. And like I say, I think they leaned a little bit more on the run game this week, but it was pretty impressive how they took it to the Titans. And like I say, it came out with a 27-17 win. And I noticed the Titans were switching it up with Pollard and Spears kind of sharing the load a little bit, and that seemed to be kind of working out. And like Spears was like 6.1 yards per carry or something, which is pretty impressive, to come out and do that and stuff. Especially against the Chargers defense, they're like one of the highest ranked defenses out there right now. So
Yeah, they're playing very good defense this year. I mean,
um, so yeah, and then we had the Eagles Cowboys, and there was some things that just drove me crazy. I have CD Lamb on one of my fantasy, and I'm kind of a little bit worried about it. Like I don't know if CD's gonna be able to keep up his solid fantasy numbers. Um, like the sun got in his eyes, like he didn't even see that ball. Like he was just sitting there running, and the ball just like went like right behind him. He didn't even see it, you know. And that's kind of frustrating too. Like you would think that they would at least like put some like shades up or something, like because they know that that sun comes in like that, you know. And I don't know, just I was a little frustrated, you know, because especially why they're throwing the ball right there, you know. At least throw it where the sun's not like in the corner or something. I don't know. It just seemed like a dumb play, you know, and you know like I say, it wasn't really CD's fault, but you know, like I say, he still got decent fantasy points. I still think he was up there in like the 13 or 14 fantasy points. So I didn't do horrible. I think he still got some catches and got some yards and stuff. So I think he still got like 62 yards or something. So it wasn't horrible, but
yeah,
it was still frustrating. And the Eagles just dominated. You know, like. And like I said, I had the Eagles defense, and they were good for like 20 points, so
nice.
that really helped me out. But I don't know that I'm gonna be so lucky, you know, going up in the next matchups. Then we had like the Jets Cardinals, and that one I just could not believe. The Jets are just like up and down and up and down. Like you could never.
They're not playing up to expectations this year. Aaron Rodgers, this might be his last year. He might just decide to hang it up after this. And then the Cardinals,
I mean,
the Cardinals
his hair's getting like whiter by the day. Like,
yeah. It's as white as your beard almost. Like,
dude, you know what? You know what the story is on that? That you get a gray hair in your beard for every job you're in charge of. So, you know, that's where I get it from. Yeah, I have quite a few jobs under my belt. But they, you know, the one thing is that when you look at the Jets, you can't, you really can't trust them in fantasy. Like Aaron Rodgers had a decent day. Like I don't think you're sad if you had Rodgers at quarterback, but Devontae Adams didn't have a good game. You know, Garrett Wilson didn't have a good game. Like I say, no touchdowns. They only score 6 points, and you just can't win touchdown games. The Cardinals just flat crushed them. Like, I mean, they got like that touchdown called back, and then they end up go like the next play and go put it in the end zone. You know, Kyler Murray just runs it in.
They're a surprise team this year. I mean, they're 6-4.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can hold off the Niners in that division, that would be a big deal for them.
True. And then we have the Lions Texans. I think the Lions are hanging on to an 8-1 record now after that game. And like I say,
23-7, I think.
Yeah.
At some point, came back.
Yeah. Yeah, and they ended up winning 25-23. Like I say, the Lions are impressive because they can just chew you up from so many different angles, and that's one of those things that it's just hard to believe the way that they're so deep. They just have so many weapons, like so much running attack. They have such a good passing attack. St. Brown's awesome. You know, they have Montgomery and Gibbs, and I think Gibbs had a pretty decent day. I don't think Gibbs did that great because I was going against him, but seems like Stafford. Maybe I shouldn't pull the trigger on that Stafford trade. I don't know, man. Seems like Stafford's getting some pressure in there, but so I still think Stafford would be a good trade, but it's still hard because I'm trading Mayfield, and who do you trade Mayfield for that's gonna be equal to that? Like
Yeah.
I doubt anybody's gonna trade for Goff. Like, and Goff didn't even really have that great of a game. I mean, it was okay. He had decent numbers. I think he was still only like 14 or 15 fantasy points, which isn't the greatest day for a quarterback. But like I say, it really helps when you have some of these quarterbacks that scramble. That's kind of why Bo Nix was so sought after, because he has those rushing yards, and you get those rushing attempts, and even the last game at the Ravens when he had a receiving touchdown, he actually caught a touchdown pass.
Yeah.
So like when you have those kind of plays go, but like I say, and then tonight we have like the Dolphins Rams, and like I say, it doesn't really matter what happens to me, but like I say, I have Karen Williams is my running back for the Rams, and then I have Tyreek Hill in my wide receiver in my flex spot. So it'd be nice to see Tyreek Hill, actually win my fantasy for me, but I'm not expecting to, actually get that many points. The one that was funniest was CD Lamb that one week against the 49ers. He got two 70-yard touchdowns in garbage time, and then they end up losing by 6. And so like I end up like crushing on my fantasy by like 40 points, but then they lost. And it was just so funny because you go down the list of all the players and it's all loss, 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 And it's so funny. It just cracks me up. And so I really don't care if the Dolphins win and Karen Williams goes for like 138 and 2 touchdowns,
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. And like I say, a lot of the different games that came down, it was it was interesting from a fantasy perspective. Like I say, I was playing Rising Rhino this week, and I don't know if you've seen Rising Rhino, but he's got a YouTube channel called Rising Rhino, and
No, I haven't.
so yeah, he does like sports streams and stuff, and so he asked me, he's like, "Hey, you want to join my league?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll jump in," but um, I would have probably never won if it wasn't for Jamar Chase. Like Jamar Chase just basically won it for me, but Mayfield only had 6 points, and right now Karen Williams has what is he at? He's at .8, so looks like he's only got 5 yards. So James Conner, my Arizona running back, he had a good day, 22.59. He had 33 yards and a touchdown, so that kind of saved it for him. Jamar Chase had an awesome day. What is that? 11 receptions, 264 yards, 3 TDs. D-Hop actually didn't have a bad day against us. He had 4 receps and 56 yards. We were mostly keeping him out of the game, though. I think PS2 was doing a good job against him. They literally, our Broncos D pretty much shut them down. They were not having a good day. Kareem Hunt was getting shut down and stuffed. They were having to try to throw the ball to him and stuff and get him out in the flat. And so, that was kind of interesting. And then I had Gesicki. Gesicki actually didn't do too bad. He had like 7 fantasy points, which isn't bad. And then Chase Brown, I actually traded Chase Brown for Mike Evans, and he had a pretty decent day with 22, 23 fantasy points. And then I had T Bass, the kicker for Buffalo, and And I don't know that he's like the greatest kicker out there, but he still is good for 13 fantasy points. So, you
Mhm.
know, that's pretty decent for a kicker. And then Kyler Murray's my other quarterback. He was good for 28.25. He had 265 yards, um, three. I don't know what that is. I think it was three touchdowns, but dude, they just crushed the Jets, man. That was ridiculous. And then, like I say, I got Pacheco and Smith. I got Juju, and they're saying that Juju's probably going to be back for the Buffalo game. And then they're thinking week 12 they'll probably have Pacheco back. So cross my fingers that I get to pop him back in there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I say, overall it was a good week. A lot of interesting battles and a lot of interesting battles coming up. I
Mhm.
think Thursday night football is gonna be pretty fun this week, and
There's some good games on the slate. I mean, Thursday night, then you got Steelers, Ravens, and Bills, Chiefs on Sunday, Commanders and Eagles on Thursday. So I mean, there's some big games coming up.
so is that the? It's usually like the 2:15 game for us here, right? With the Atlanta game.
Yeah, I believe it's 2:15, or I'm looking right now. Let me see.
2:05, I think, is what they.
Uh, yeah, 2:05. Bills and Chiefs play at 2:30, and then yeah, Monday night Texans Cowboys. So
Wow.
Texans will probably get an easy win Monday.
It's gonna be interesting. I mean, um, I Rush just played horrible football. I mean, it was bad. Like they're not gonna be able to do much if that's what their quarterback's like.
Mhm.
So I think they got somebody. I think they're pulling a rookie they're pulling another quarterback for next week. So we'll see. I mean, as long as they get the ball to Lamb, that's all I care about. Just
Well,
get the
I
ball to
heard
CD.
I heard Troy Aikman's been training to come back for a couple weeks.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, I bet you Jerry Jones ready to throw a helmet on now. But yeah,
Yeah.
they're in bad shape, and we're not trying to bust on old King James either, But that's another reason he's like I say we're gonna have to the next Monday morning coach we're gonna have him come on with the paper bag over his head
With the
and be
eyes
like,
and mouth cut out.
yeah, say it's Daniel's request, bro. Since Daniel got so many forfeit victories from the quiz, now you have to come on with your Dallas Cowboys paper bag, and then it has to be reversible, and then you know what I mean. It'll
Yeah.
be like another like Texas team that I mean actually most of the Texas teams have been playing really good.
Yeah.
Like if the
Longhorns
Cowboys win,
playing.
then he could make it like a Houston Texans one. He just spins around. But yeah, I mean, when you look at like all the different Texas teams out there, college wise, because Texas had a really big win. Like they stomped them this week. It was I think it was like 30. It was like 35-0 like at halftime or something like that. Like it was crazy. Like they went off.
Mhm.
But yeah, I appreciate you coming and hanging out, Daniel. And we just
Thanks for
wanted to
having
kind
me
of
on.
talk about the games. And like I said, I knew this wasn't gonna be like a full-on show, but I kind of like doing the Monday Morning Coach show. Thanks a lot, Moss, for popping in. And like I said, I know you're kind of busy, and I appreciate you. I had to like build the show and everything, so I would have sent you like the link earlier, but you know,
No, it's all good.
it is what it is. And I'll learn how to do some more stuff. I'll learn how to like screen share and stuff, and then um, you know, I can kind of go in and do a little bit of breakdown. I kind of have to watch it too because they're always sending me little emails like you used the song that was like so
You're
like
gonna
they
get put in
don't.
jail, put in YouTube jail.
Yeah, so I'm already in Facebook jail. I don't need any YouTube jail. So
All right,
it is
man.
what it
Well,
is. But
yeah, thanks for having me on, and I'll see
yeah,
you guys on Thursday night for the show.
awesome. What topic should I cover for the Willy quiz? You got any ideas?
Uh, just I make it random. I don't want any cheating allegations.
All right, all right. Sounds good. Well, I'll pick something random. Even one time I did colors. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I could literally do anything. But like I say, I'll pick a nice random one. So make sure you're surprised when you know the right answer. Like
okay.
like James does. You know, he has to do
Yeah,
that.
have Google window open.
There you go. Yep, keep her real, brother. All
All
right,
right.
man. Well, everyone have a good night, and as always, remember make every day an easy day.
All right. Night.
Later.